All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders who are at Millstone, who teach very well, where I learned this truth from, and salutation out there to the hopeful lick, who continue to push this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, Shalom to all the many children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. And today, man, Esau. I don't know what happened with the latest live, but this got cut off the volume. But at the same time, it's still not gonna stop from the bullshit that you have done, man. Because at the end of the day, this month, November 1st, supposed to be the beginning of Native American Heritage Month. And the only way you can repay back the so-called Native Americans or even the so-called blacks and even the so-called Latinos, the only way you can pay that back is you have to go into slavery, man. The same thing that you have done unto these people have to do the same thing unto you, because a holiday is not coming. The holiday is nothing but a big spit in our faces, man. Let's go ahead and start off right here in the book of Job. This is the book of Job 4, and I'm going to jump down to verse 8. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. And that's what you have done, Esau. Ever since you have been in power, you have been plowing iniquity and sowing wickedness. Perfect example, soon as you devils came over here, man. Christopher Columbus, 1942. Christopher Columbus set the ocean blue. Soon as you came over here, y'all was sick. Y'all was mean. Y'all was damn near on your deathbed. But these tribes, the northern tribe, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Zebulun, they nursed you motherfuckers back to health. As soon as you became 100%, you turned around and used the sword on them, man. And it's a lot of historical events that's not even written about, or even historical events that's not even mentioned a lot, that these devils have done, that they just swept under the rug. And you fast forward 100 or 200 years later, it's not that long ago. You fast forward 100 or 200 years later, the same shit still going on, man. You still the devil, and you still doing things even worse. But you want the whole world to see you as the good guy. But we look at your rap sheet, we see that you are the devil, man. Let's go ahead and get this in the book of Sirach 12. Let's start at verse 10, man. This is the book of Sirach 12 in verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Now, I have an article from the fmprc.gov. It says, the American genocide of the Indians, historical facts and real evidence. Now, when you're going down here into this article, just go ahead and go get to the point. See, 1776, 1814, well, that was 100, 200, 250 years ago. For lack of better words, it says, as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So this guy, he was wicked back then, doing all this crazy shit. Imagine the spirit that is on him right now. So let's read this one more time. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So let's see his wickedness back then, 250 years ago. It says statistics, and you can see the title list, bloody massacres and atrocities. It says since the colonists set foot in North America, they had systematically and extensively hunted American bison, cutting off the source of food and basic livelihood of the Indians and causing their death from starvation in large numbers. So again, this the devil being the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. It's not like Esau changed. No, he actually got worse. Let's continue on, though. It says statistics revealed that its independence in 1776, the U.S. government launched over 1,500 attacks on Indian tribes, slaughtering the Indians, taking their lands, and committing countless crimes. That's the scriptures, alive and well. Because everywhere you go, death follows. It tells you that in the book of Habakkuk, the second chapter, that he is as death. So again, wherever this guy go, death follows. That's why over there in the Middle East, his nickname is the Great Singer. That bombing and massacre, him killing kids, that's nothing new. That's actually the MO of the devil, man. Let's get right here in the book of Micah 2 and 10, 2 and 1. Salakia. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. And ultimately, the Lord, he did give this devil rulership, you know, because I got a quote from Andrew Jackson, crazy ass, man. Let me see. It was one quote. It says, if God didn't want us to have this land, then why did he make it so easy to be conquerable, man? And that's another quote from Andrew Jackson. No one need think that the world can be ruled without blood. The silver sword must be red and bloody. And how did he push forth his silver sword? He pushed forth his silver sword on the so-called Gadites and Reubenites, man. You know? That's why it says he practiced it, because it is in the power of the hand. Because you in power, you got legislative powers, and just because you sign in law, the Indian Removal Act, it justifies you being the devil now, man. Which really it don't. Let's continue on. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And for the lack of better words, it's a spit in the face when they took your heritage, and then we're going to give you your heritage back for 1 month. As long as we get a cut in it. Because best believe, you know, these different powwows and, you know, these different Gadite garments and jewelry that get sold, best to believe that Esau getting a cut in that shit, man. Let's go back into this article, man, because it's crazy how Esau think he can get away with this shit that he have done, man. You know, because again, let's continue on. In 1814, the U.S. government decreed that it would give $50 to $100 for each Indian skull surrendered. Right there. That's bullshit right there. So if you submit a skull of a Gadite or a Reubenite, they'll give you $50 to $100, probably $50 for women and children, and $100 for the men. American historian Frederick Turner acknowledged the significance of frontier in American history, released in 1893, that the frontier was won by a series of wars against the Indians. Yes, man. And it ain't like that, you know, they brought the fight to you. No, you brought the fight to them, man. The California Gold Rush brought about the California Massacre. Yes, you heard about the Gold Rush, but you haven't heard about the massacre, because it was people dwelling in that land before they got there. Even once you go into the gold, Gad used to leave the gold in the river because it was properties that came with that gold was in abundance, man. Even though they made certain jewelry and stuff like that, soon as the greedy Elamite came, they took away everything. Matter of fact, and it shows you that in the book of Obadiah. Let's get into Obadiah real quick, because all fingers point at E, man. And he try to make sure that he seems like the good guy. He try to make sure that he seems like nothing can possibly go wrong because I gave you your own month. Nothing can possibly go wrong because y'all got Black History Month and y'all got Martin Luther King Day. That should actually make it worse. You know? Let's get this in Obadiah 1 and verse 5. If these come to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough? Because in this article too, it tells you how this devil took away 23 million acres of land from Gad, man. They took away 23 million acres in 1814, and you fast forward to 1864, they wanted more land in Colorado, man. Let's go ahead and finish off right here, though, in Obadiah 1 in verse 5 again. If these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough? If gate gatherers came to thee, will they have not leave some grapes? So you're not going to even leave a little bit of land. You're not going to even leave a little bit of gold. You're going to take everything, man. You know? Continuing on. The first governor of California proposed a war of extermination against Native Americans, triggering rising calls and exterminations of Indians in the state. In California in the 1850s and 1860s, an Indian skull or cap was worth $5, while the average daily wage was 25 cents. So you'll get more money killing an Israelite instead of doing an honest working job, man. That's how crazy and bloodthirsty this guy Esau is. From 1864 to 1873, the Indian population of California dropped to 30,000 from 150,000, man. Countless again through the matter of what 1864, 1846 to 1873, how many years that is? It's 7 years. In the matter of 27 years, these devils knocked off 120,000 Indians, man. Countless Indians died as a result of atrocities. Some of the major massacres included. So this is some of the major massacres. Not all of them, not the minor, but this is just the major ones. In 1811, the Indians defeated famous Indian chief Tamesh and his army in the Battle of Tippecanoe, burned the Indian capital, Prophetstown, and that's the spirit. And that actually shows you too that the Gadites, for the people for the black only Israelites, it shows you that the Gadites had prophets, man. The northern tribe, Naphtali, Zebulun, they had prophets. They had that spiritual connection with Yahweh Hashem and Hawashai, man. If they didn't, why was a thing called Prophetstown? That probably was a heavy spot. That was a stronghold, and Esau knew they had to take that over. It says, in committed brutal massacres in November 1813 to January 1814, the U.S. Army launched Creek War against the Native Americans. And November 29, 1864, Pastor John Chivington massacred Indians at the Sand Creek in southwest Colorado. Due to the opposition of a few Indians, of course they was fighting back. Because look at the history. Look what happened 50 years ago. When they took 23 million acres of land. So of course it was an opposition from a few Indians signing of a great land grant agreement. It was the most notorious massacre of Native Americans. Maria Montoya, a professor of the New York University, said the interview of Chivington soldiers scalped women and children, beheaded them, and paraded them through the streets upon the return to Denver. So they scalped the hell out of the women and children and paraded it, and ultimately get money. And that's why people say, Jake said, I got money on your head. That actually goes back into Esau, man. And there's plenty of more, man. Let's go ahead and jump down to a little bit right here. In 1830, the United States passed the Indian Removal Act, which marked the institutionalization of forced relocation of the Indians in the country. The act legally deprived Indian tribes of the right to live in the eastern United States, forcing some hundred thousands of Indians to move to the west of the Mississippi River from their ancestral lands in the south. And the reason why they was in the south, because it was good land, good crops come from that land. And Esau knew where to go, man. Let's continue on though. It says the migration began in the summer heat and continued through the winter with sub-zero temperatures. Trudging 16 miles a day, thousands died along the way as a result of hunger, cold, exhaustion, or disease and plague. The Indian population was decimated, and forced migration became a trail of blood and tears. Tribes that refused to move were left to military suppression, forcible eviction, and even massacre by the United States government. And again, you fast forward into 2023. Do you think these devils changed? No. Going back into that Sirach 12 and 10, they actually got worse. And the reason why the reason how you know they got worse is because ultimately they got more deceitful. They got their chest out, smile, everything's okay, not knowing that inwardly this guy hates you. It says in 1839, before Texas joined the United States, The government demanded that Indians remove immediately or face the entire destruction of their possessions and extermination of their tribes. Large numbers of Cherokee who refused to comply were shot and killed. Now, how do you think this devil should get repaid for that? Do you think this guy should just, let everything be fine and dandy? Or we could just throw that behind us? No. Ultimately, this guy have to get the bloodshed, man. And ultimately, Yahweh Shai is going to do it, and he's going to let us get a piece of it. Let's get this in Numbers, the 35th chapter, for the guys who want to go into the law. Numbers 35 and verse 33. So ye should not pollute the land on NDR, for blood it defileth the land. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that sheddeth it. So the only way that this land can be cleansed is that this Esau have to, this Esau guy, this so-called white man have to get repaid, man. Everything that he have done unto us, it have to be done unto him. Double, man. Rightfully so. But this guy, he tried to cover it up by saying, hey, it's National Native American Heritage Month, man. Which ultimately, that should piss you off, man. This guy here, you go to a couple powwows and get a couple dangling earrings, get a nickname, the Great Eagle, and just celebrate the Indian culture. But this is truly celebrating the culture of our brothers, man. Showing you how that culture was taken away through the bloodshed by the Edomites, man. And it's the only way that this guy can really get rest. He can't get the rest, just sleeping real good and doing good. This is the only way this guy can sleep. This Proverbs 4 and verse 16. For they sleep not, except they done mischief. So instead of these devils feeling bad for taking the land, they actually feel better, man. Because they shedded blood and they did their job. Now they sleeping better. It says, for their sleep, not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. Andrew Jackson couldn't sleep unless he caused the children of Yasharala to fall and die, man. Even though it was the spirit of the Lord for this thing to happen, ultimately you still going to have to pay. It says, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. Because even Esau philosophy has to do with violence, man. That's why UFC is a big thing over here in America. Fighting, wrestling, and even niggas fighting, getting hit in the nuts. That's entertainment into these devils, man. But at the end of the day, you devils are going to get repaid for all the bullshit that you have done unto us, man. This is the book of Revelations 18. Let's get that real quick. Because payback is a must. This is the book of Revelations 18, and I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, have remembered her iniquities. Now that her is talking about America or this beast system, but it says her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High remember your iniquities. So the Most High remember 1864, 1863, 1830, man. You remember all this, man. It's actually freshly in his mind. But at the same time, these devils say, that's all in the past now. We grew. We're better people. Let's just all get along. But look what happened when you get along with this devil. Look at those people over there in Hamas, Let's continue on, though. It says, reward her, even as she have rewarded you, double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup that she have filled unto her double. And again, so the things that you have done unto us, we're going to do unto you. Like it says, each day, those tribes have to walk 16 miles. Hey, you're going to have to walk 3,200 miles, man. Whether it be in a circle or whether it be in a destination, man, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he deals with true justice. And a part of that true justice is what? The children of Israel getting their revenge, man. And ultimately Yahweh Shai going to get that big piece of chicken, but it's going to trickle down unto brothers like us, man. This is the book of Genesis 49 and verse 19. It says, Gad a troop shall overcome him. And again, we just read the history of what? Gad getting overcome. Read this again. It says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Because at the end, the children of Yasharala will get revenge upon the things that this devil has done unto us. And again, rightfully so. Nobody can say anything. Nobody can reconcile this. The only way you can pay this back is that you have to go through the same things that we went through. The same things you reap, that's what you're going to sow. You reap slavery and mischief. That's the same thing that's going to come back on you, Esau. Because you thought you couldn't be touched until the Lord's going to come back and touch you, man. Let's get this real quick in the book of Genesis. The book of Psalms. This is the book of Psalms 36. And I'm going to start at I'm going to start at the top. But let's go ahead and get this real quick. This is the book of Psalms 36 in the NIV. And I'm going to start at verse 10. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 11. It says, may the foot of the proud not come against me, nor the hand of the wicked drive me away. And ultimately, that happened back then. We was driven away from our land. We was driven away from our heritage. But this time, the Lord, he's not going to let Esau drive us away. It says, see how the evildoers, like falling, throw them down, not able to rise. So Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to throw these devils down just so they won't be able to rise once again, and rightfully so, man. Rightfully so. So let's jump up on top. Genesis 36:1 in the NIV. I have a message from the Most High in my heart concerning the sinfulness of the wicked. There is no fear of the Most High before their eyes. And the reason why they don't fear the Most High, because they think that the Lord is not going to punish them for the shit that they done. They think they actually got away scot-free, man. It says, in their own eyes, they flatter themselves too much to detect or hate their sin. Yes, because you flatter yourself. You proud. You think your shit don't stink. The words of his mouth are wicked and deceitful. They fail to act wisely or do good. It's no such thing as a good Edomite, man. Matter of fact, let's get that in the book of Psalms, the 14th chapter. This is the book of Psalms 14, chapter down to verse 3. They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. So it's no such thing as a good Edomite. Whether he come with you with a treaty, whether he come with you with a stimulus check, or whether he come to you with an incentive, man. At the end of the day, his horns will continue to show. It says, even on their beds, they plot evil. They commit themselves to a sinful course and do not reject what is wrong. So they don't reject wickedness. They actually accept it, And then also it says they are on a sinful course. The Lord actually got Esau on an autopilot of wickedness, man. He actually got Esau running on the autopilot of death, because wherever this guy go, death follows. So let's go ahead and end the video off. Let's go back into the Sirach, the 12th chapter, since Sirach 12 and 10 make more sense, because you was wicked back then and nothing changed. You're actually more wicked now. Sirach 12 and verse 10, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is their wickedness. So it's just like in 1830, 1814, 1864, at all these times, at the end of the day, these devils are even worse now, man. So yeah, I can just a quick little video. I pray it was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakodash, Shalom, Traveling Mercy Zaki.